Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. So, Virgo, this is your reading for the week of August 23rd through the 29th. Um, just bear with me. I am out of the country for this week, so setup is a little different. What is it? Yo, you guys are. Can't even get the words out. You guys are so done with the situation, or you're done with a specific person. You're ready for a nap. Is what I'm picking up. It's almost like this space. Excuse me. There's this space of like, can I just sleep till can I just sleep until this is over? So not wanting to face the situation, not wanting to deal with the process of dealing with the situation or healing or something like that, because this very, very, very heavy energy of like, just fucking go to sleep. Like, I really just want to stop the video and just go to sleep, because that's how heavy it feels. Like, it's just like overly you're so overly exhausted over something that you kind of want to shut down to the world in that space, in that way of like just wanting to sleep, right? And like, it doesn't have to be like physically that you guys want to sleep, but it's like you want to be sleeping through a situation, right? Because you're just done. It's very weird. Someone didn't honor their part in something. Someone didn't honor their. That's what I keep on hearing. It's like they didn't honor their part of it. So why should I still stay here? Why should I still continue to give to this? Whether it was a promise or a commitment or something like that, like somebody didn't show up how they say they would. Now, we're not, but the thing is with you, Virgo, it's like, were were you expecting something from someone without letting them know that you were expecting it? Like, I feel like crying right now, because it's almost like there's this heavy disappointment energy, but the other person, like, there's somebody here that's like oblivious to the fact that somebody's so disappointed, or it's like they don't even realize that someone had certain expectations. So they just don't get it. And honestly, a part of me feels like you're the one that doesn't get it. You're the one that doesn't realize that somebody had certain expectation, or that you are not showing up how you say you would. But the reason why you're not showing up, it's like, you feel like you don't have to explain why you didn't show up. Whether, again, and if it's not you, it could be somebody that you're dealing with. You can reverse the roles if that's what you feel like. But what did you say, or how did you say you were going to show up to a situation, and then you don't, and it's almost like you're in a space where they should just Somebody's like, someone in this energy is like, well, they should just be happy that I came, or that I showed up, or that I'm here. But it's not necessarily the fact that you didn't come through on something. It's the fact that somebody within this situation became vulnerable enough to open up to receive or ask for help, to then be let down. And that is where the frustration, that energy of like, I just fucking want to sleep because it's like I'm so disappointed in somebody, is coming from. So whether it is that you did this to someone or someone did it to you is not the point here. The point is like, okay, now what do you do with that disappointing energy, right? What, because sleeping through something or sleeping through some type of release or some type of growth, I mean, it could be possible, it is possible, but it's not necessarily something that is possible for all situations. And this is kind of like one of those situations where you have to be right there to face it. Like, stop running from, and like, I know I look like I'm staring into nothing, but it's like they're showing me literally like a person like running away from the challenges or that space of things that they need to face, things that they need to deal with. There are responsibilities, and I'm not talking about your bills or kids or anything like that. I'm talking about responsibility when it comes to what it is that you're saying and then your actions. There is this sense of like the two need to match, or the two need to be in alignment. And this is why I feel that a lot of the time is you've disappointed someone, because you guys tend to overexert yourself or overcommit yourself and then fall short, because you guys have this space where you put so much pressure on yourself and you want to be so perfect, and you want to, if there's like, for example, like if they're looking for volunteers for one of your kids' schools or something like that, you don't want to just volunteer. You want to take charge of the entire, like you want to lead the group, but then you'll delegate things to other people, right? So let's say there's 10 different tasks. You'll delegate those 10 tasks, but you also want to be part of those 10 tasks. So you don't want to just supervise the 10 tasks. You actually want to get your hands into those 10 tasks, because there is this satisfaction of like, well, I didn't just run it, but I helped, or I did those 10 things. So it is a self gratification energy. Don't get me wrong, it has gotten you very far in life. I feel that you're very ambitious and very go-getter when it comes to the things that you want. But it also robs you of the opportunity of kind of taking a step back. And this is usually what leads you guys to burn out so much and so quickly. And yes, Virgo, in your head, you're the only one that knows how to do it right. You're the only one that knows how to make everything perfect. You're the only one that doesn't make any mistakes. And that's fine. That is perfectly fine, right? We all have things that we are good at. We all have talents. We all have things that we excel in. And there are things that you're just average at. And I feel like you guys, and I say it like that because you're like, oh, I'm not, there's nothing average about me. But there are certain things that are just average about you, and that's perfectly fine, right? Because again, you excel in different things. There are things that nobody can match your energy in, or their skills to your talents and things like that. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be a perfectionist in everything. Even though you're going to continue on trying, which is perfectly fine. That is one of the, it can be perceived as something bad, but in reality, it does keep you moving forward, or it does keep you reaching for more, or it does keep you wanting more. Where, in a sense, where you don't just become complacent or comfortable enough. Like, you're not afraid of going into those uncomfortable places to reach your perfection level within a situation. So that's actually kind of admirable in my opinion. But if you were to scale it back a little, if you were to be in a space where you're just like, you know what, I'm only going to help out with 5 of these tasks and I'm going to let the other ones go, I feel that you'll find more enjoyment in those 5 tasks and be able to actually get them perfect to how what you perceive to be perfect for that specific task, versus trying to do all 10 and lead, and then at the end of the day feel like you didn't give your best, or that wasn't your best work, that wasn't your best anything, right? Because again, you guys are one of the ones that are like the hardest on yourself, right? You have this huge shadow that you've casted that there is no way you're gonna get to it. You're just not. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with accepting that some things are just not perfect. And excuse me, some things are just not perfect, and you have to be 100% okay with that. You have to be okay with accepting the flaws within things, because it's almost like you allow the flaws in things or in people, whatever, to really take hold. You don't have to be a lot of you tend to boast about a lot of things, about a lot of your qualities and things like that. And I am in no way telling you not to honor yourself or not to celebrate yourself or anything like that. But what I'm talking about when it comes to boasting is like you leave almost like this like space in people's mouth. There's almost like this light taste of like, well, that's why we don't fuck around with Virgo, like who like it's like, you know, all your friends can be talking about, you know, this pencil right here, and you know, we're all focused on this, and it's like you don't know anything about this, right? But you know something about this, or you excel at this. So you're going to go ahead and join the conversation about this to shift it to this, because you know about this. And you know that the people that know about this don't know about this, or know very little about this. So it gives you, again, that satisfaction that you are better than everyone else. It gives you that satisfaction that you know more than everyone else. And it puts you in a position where then you think that you know someone, or you know other people, because they don't know about this. So then you start to judge people based on the fact that you know this and they don't, but you're failing to see that the same way that they don't know about this, you really don't know about this, and that's why you change the conversation to what it is that you do know about. Does that make sense? Because I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. That's the way that it's coming up. So if you find yourself in that situation, if you find yourself needing to boast or needing to change conversations in order so that you can seem like the best or the all in all, whatever it is, then why do you feel that way? What is so wrong about sharing the spotlight or having someone else have the spotlight for a couple of minutes or something like that? Because it's almost like you want to be in the spotlight all the time. You want to be the one everybody sees or seeks or something like that. And you don't take it very well when other people are seeked or are in the spotlight. And you have to come to terms as to why that is. Why is it okay for everybody to celebrate you, but it's not okay for you to celebrate everyone else? So we're going to pull out 3 oracle cards. Now these can be confirmations to the reading. Confirmation to something that didn't come out in the reading that you are inquiring about, or simply your advice. So we have the number 13, the arise. And we have the number 25. This one came out already earlier. Beyond the threshold of fear. And the celestial rose of Ma, number 10. So again, there is a sense here of like, this is what, if you see like the angelic part right here, right? It's kind of like what you want to perceive to the world, what you want the world to perceive you. And then you see her here sitting, kneeling with her head on her knees type of thing. If you could see her head. To me, it looks like hair, right? Down or whatever. But you're not allowing the world to really see who you truly are. Needing to face, you know, there is fear around here about when it comes to celebrating others, when it comes to allowing other people to get the spotlight. Or am I ever going to get the spotlight again? Will these people or these individuals, this one person, walk away from me if I show them who I truly am? And it's like, you know, you really have to stop worrying so much about being seen as perfect. Because the most beautiful things in the world are imperfect, right? They're imperfectly perfect in their own way. Every single wave is perfect, but every single wave is uniquely itself. Every shred of grass that grows is perfect, even though it doesn't look like any other, right? Every raindrop, every snowflake, all of the most beautiful things in the world are all perfect in their own way, but they're not living to a certain standard of what other people perceive as perfect. So you're trying to be perfect based on other people's standards of what you have learned growing up, that is what, you know, defines perfect, instead of allowing yourself to be naturally perfect. Because you are already perfect. There's nothing that you have to prove to anybody within your circle. There's nothing that you have to prove to anyone. You're so focused on wanting to prove stuff that you set these really, really high standard for yourself. And then you get into a space where all you want to do is kind of hide from the world when you don't meet those extreme standards of perfection that you set for yourself. That space where you feel defeated, or that space where you feel like you failed, is the most beautiful transforming space if you allow it to be. Well guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Mwah, love you all. Bye.